Let's talk about it, ascolte. Let's talk about it, ascolte.
Episode 30 iasixoxe na Prince Vilakazi. Uma kuyi episode yakho yokuqala pressa follow la then uthola onke lama episode. Uma ungapressa see all utawabona onke aphelele. Na ku Facebook njalo ke asixoxe na Prince Vilakazi Facebook page. Pressa like uthole konke lezivame ukukhuluma ngako ke. Episode 27 akasikakhoni ukufaka ngoba kunema technical issues, but I think after a few more episodes utobona ngawamanga ke maybe njengoba ngi episode 30 le then sekulandzela episode 27 emva ka episode 30 umangale ukuthi kwendekani. But lokhu kumcoka ke nga episode 27 sibe nalinye guest lebelise eMpumalanga University. Wakhumbula ukuthi sikhulumile ukuthi kuyobe kune digital masterclass lebesinaye le bekakhuluma nge-podcast, but today sinale founder ye film masterclass, then actor, une YouTube channel, uya editor, producer ama film. I don't know into ngakwendi ku media.
I would say that I'm an all-round filmmaker because I'm a creative director, I'm a scriptwriter. I also know how to do visual effects. Like, I'm dope. Like, seriously, I'm dope. Like, totally fancy. Yeah, I am an all-rounder filmmaker, YouTuber, digital content creator. I'm a businesswoman. I have my own production company, Lambili Productions.
Okay.
Yeah. We create digital content, and we're still embarking on our first film, which I'm excited. We'll be shooting in the next few weeks. I'm very, very excited that everything's coming together.
Then if ngabe beku YouTube channel yakho le uto introduce kanjani umuntu uma kacetha la ayobukela le YouTube channel athi ukuthi okay.
Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to Bioscope with me, Marycate Masilela. And if you're looking forward to getting your latest South African film reviews and film interviews, this is the place to be at.
At least so introduce it, but with someone longamati Marycate Masilela so vile ukuthi uwendani, then ungathi ngibani Marycate Masilela?
Marycate Masilela is a film critic, a businesswoman.
Whoa, film critic. Okay, so how do you like when people criticize? Okay, yes, when are you doing review? I think that's the critique.
Yes.
The critique part. So
the overall profession is called film critic. Like criticizing the film genre, film, movies, whatever is out there.
Yeah.
So when I opened my YouTube channel, because I studied film at AFTA University in Johannesburg, I've always loved film, like from a very young age, like ngiyayithanda kakhulu, you know. But in order for us to shape the culture, we must be involved and we must comment in order for us to create better content, you know. Yes. Because I feel like we are responsible for the content that we create, stuff that is out there. Our kids watch that, you know. Our parents watch that, you know. And cinematically, some people like to compare African television, African films to like Hollywood and stuff like that, which I feel like it's unfair. And I felt like I had to be a voice for me to like showcase the best films which are actually being produced in South Africa right now, and also criticize how they have been done and how better they can become, you know, because Hollywood is an engine which has been in production for 100 years.
Yeah.
So we cannot compare a South African film, which is an industry which has been like, I would say 20 years, something which is 20 years old to 100-year-old. It's literally like what do they call it? A seed to a 100-year-old tree, which is very, very unfair.
Ma ngabe u criticize maybe the South Africa ul rate nge South African standard njengoba usho ukuthi you can't compare Hollywood and it's okay, best expect maybe dog, but this is the South African.
I don't want to say I I give a South African standard.
Yeah.
I give my film understanding.
Yeah.
I studied film. I know aesthetics. I know storylines, everything, because I know that there are South African filmmakers out there who have produced exceptional movies, movies which have been like nominated for Academy Awards, Oscars. You know,
we can.
yes.
Yeah.
Tsotsi,
Yeah.
Yesterday. Right now, there's an Indian movie. What is it called? Marycate or something like that. I forgot. Nome Skuli. Every year we have movies which are being nominated into the Academy Awards. So we have great skills and training within our filmmaking society. Our filmmakers are capable of doing beautiful films. It's just is about the productivity, the quantity. There's not enough which are being made because we don't have enough money.
So kulo critica because we leli gama la critics lisebenzisa that kwendlela lebi usho lokhu good ngaleli film or usho lokhu bad ngaleli
I say both. Like, I try to balance things out. You know, like, sometimes when you look at a film, you must also take note of the budget.
Yeah.
Would say, like, okay, this movie was so well done made. I recognize the storyline. Would say, okay, the storyline can translate. You know, I understand, a lot of people can't relate to it. The storyline is modern, you know. How does it look aesthetically, you know, the way it's captured by the cinematographer, the lighting, you know. Some production companies can't afford lights, so they just shoot during the day, you know. So I put everything into perspective, like how much was the production, was it even sponsored, was NVF, DTI involved in it and stuff like that, you know, because there are productions which have been sponsored by NVF and DTI and they still whack,
Okay.
like very bad, you know. Some producers are just chowing the money, they're just eating the money.
Okay, bengisafuna kubuta lokho but so ichazile nyalo ukuthi okay noma bayifundile kuyake kwenteke ukuthi ibheze because maybe the producer badlele imali, but you've
Even talent,
Yeah.
you know, we can't boil it down to the producer alone. You know, the producer will have an idea and then hire his crew, you know. But unfortunately, maybe the people he has chosen are not that talented, or they're not really engaged or passionate about this piece or specific project alone, you know. Like, there are movies where you can see that the cinematographer didn't even challenge themselves. We are one. We are here and would say, like, this person didn't challenge. He was just getting a check.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So do you give a feedback because yes ku critica siyasho ukuthi okay la angendi kahle la nende kahle, but uyasho ukuthi okay la nala bekushodana la nala bekushodana.
With the great opportunities which I've had with a bioscope, I have the opportunity to speak with directors, producers, scriptwriters, like one-on-one. So I do give them my opinion. I tell them like straight.
Where
Like,
after man kuluma one-on-one, not in the
no, while we in
review.
Yeah, on the film interviews.
Okay.
While we actually like disembarking the film. Like we delayering it. So we start talking about the storyline. Why did you choose specific colors? What were the discussions which you had with your cinematographer? Why did you shoot at a specific place? Why did you choose a certain actor? You know, we actually go down to it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, asikhuluma nge-bioscope because nyalo sokhuluma ngalama film interviews. I-bioscope, it's YouTube channel yakho le khuluma ngalokwenteka kwema movie, but yes awendi lokhu review kuphela, uyawenda nama film interview. So umuntu longayako ubukela i-bioscope isplithe kangakanani or idila ngani yodwa?
A bioscope has become a beast of its own. Like, at first, the idea initially, it was for a YouTube channel, but I ended up using it for content. A BCR
Yeah.
FM,
Yeah.
you know, and because I thought it was gonna reach more people, and it did. People listened to the show a lot when I was doing film reviews at BCR FM, and then I was like, no, let me go back to the idea of YouTube, because YouTube is worldwide,
Yeah.
you know. And then I started like uploading my film interviews, which were recorded at BCR, and then put them up. Because another thing with BCR, I only had 22 minutes to have the show, and sometimes a film interview could be so good, and I still had so many questions to ask,
Yeah.
and I needed more time, you know. So I was like, you know what, let me just do a podcast, you know. And I started doing a podcast at YouTube. I got great response. The amazing thing was the filmmakers themselves started sharing my YouTube channel within each other. You find other filmmakers, they'll be like, yo, you must be on Marycate's show, kind of thing, you know. And then I get a WhatsApp, it's like, no, I heard about you. You review and do film interviews with filmmakers, and I want to be on your show. So the show ended up becoming a filmmaker's show. Yeah. And then it ended up being interesting because I got a lot of comments from people from Germany, people from the US. They loved the show so much because it was pure definition of South African film, because that's what I only do. I only just review and do film interviews based on South Africa. It was only just, I started like last year when I started branching out to Africa.
So yini kwenda ukuthi uqale kwenda ku review ama film eRadweni, because it was audio, then people njenganyalo ukuthi they after ukukhuluma la they have to go to the YouTube channel. Nalapha bowenda njalo ukuthi okay utokhuluma ngaleli film but bowusho ukuthi liyophuma nini kwenda ukuthi okay let me put film eRadweni.
I hated to listen to conversations of people talking about American films.
Yeah.
You know, when they're always talking, I don't want to say names.
Bekhona in ukuthi bebakhuluma ngema, because mina it was my first time kuva eRadweni bakhuluma ngema film ngapha. Bekhona ukuthi okay maybe khona lubalalelako ba.
Like the concept, I got it from someone else.
I don't see bo ngathanzi kuva abantu bakhuluma ngema.
Yeah, it's like maybe we'll be a group of friends.
Okay.
We're chilling,
Yeah.
you know, and you know how people are like, it's like, no man, you should watch Squid Games or something like that. That's a dope show, you know. And for me, as someone who studied film, me and my friends, we all share with like, look what I just did this past few months. I've been working on this project, you know, and stuff like that. And I feel like we in a crazy ass level, you know. But no, people are not watching South African content, South African filmmakers, productions, stuff like that. If South Africans are watching something, they watch my telenovela, soapies, which is boring and it's not cinematic. You know, personally, I'm one of those people. I don't like something which doesn't end.
Okay.
Angithandi into lena pheli. You've been watching them for like 20 years. Rich Forrester and Brooke, they're still up on it. Like, how many times are you gonna see Brooke get married? How many times are you gonna see Karabo get married? Like, seriously, don't you get tired? Don't you get tired?
Aqhubeka ubukele ama films, siqhubeka sibukele we generation.
No, it's boring, man.
Yeah,
It's
me
just
too.
boring. I like something that's challenging. You know, when I watch a film project, you know, I like to see other people's perspective. Which is like, you literally are delving into someone's mind to say like, how do they see the world right now? When you do a film project, you're highlighting a concern or a discussion that you want people to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, let's make an example, like Squid Games. Yeah, since we were talking about it right now, it's one of like the popular series which just dropped this year. You know, they're talking about elite people who are using poor people
Okay.
for their own fair gain
Yeah.
by literally killing them. Who's gonna notice like umuntu lo hlala emkhukhwini has disappeared?
Okay, yeah.
Because there are so many foreigners coming into the country all the time, you know. If they disappear in South Africa, who's gonna care?
Notice, yeah.
Or notice, like, I don't know, Michael or whoever is gone, you know, because they're here in the first place illegally.
Yeah.
You know, no one's going to report that. So that's a certain issue that we must talk about. You know, they've sparked a conversation, you know. I feel like those are the type of intellect conversations that we should have instead of talking about other women's panties, which is stupid.
Okay. Because masikhuluma ngefilm, yes, film masikhuluma ngemovie, but filming include everything le sebenzisa i-camera and stuff. Kubonakale una David Tlale BCR. What was the reason? Because David Tlale yes akekho ema movie, but filming uyaba ne competition yakhe.
Well, okay. David Tlale was here in Mpumalanga. He was having a pop-up shop. And Simpiwe, who was like his producer at the time, he follows my YouTube channel and he loves my YouTube channel. So he wanted people to know and like even like to know about David Tlale being here and stuff like that, because it's something that they wanted to do in an annual basis.
Okay.
You know? And the other thing is like, just because someone is doing film doesn't mean, see, like I don't relate with a product like David Tlale. You know? David Tlale probably wants to tap into my market.
Yeah.
You must consider that. Would say like, you know, the people that he sells to are fashionistas, women, young girls. Oh, well, I don't want to say young girls because David Tlale's clothes are they're quite pricey.
Yeah.
You know, so, and the film industry is a very elite industry. It's very luxurious, you know, not everybody can be part of that profession. So him being part of my YouTube channel is actually opening his market. So he's actually tapping into my market.
So with anyone longafuna kushoota kusasa bangahamba bayolanza timbahla takhe.
Or you see, like the people who watch my YouTube channel
Okay.
can also now be aware with the stuff that he was. I think at the time he had a new collection at what's this online thing?
Spree.
Yes. Yeah. So he wanted to make sure. Oh wait, so you watched that interview?
No, I didn't. Ngathini? Yebo ngibukelile, but angiboni ukuthi nikhulume ngespree. Ngike ngatibona timbahla takhe kuspree, so ngiyakhumbula.
So he wanted to tap into my market. You know, it's like this thing right now. We're having this podcast. You know, your audience probably haven't watched my YouTube channel. So me, part of this doing us doing a collaboration, I'm tapping into your audience. So when he was in my YouTube channel, he was tapping into my audience.
Ngivakele. Uyena isikhathi esingakanani lapha eRadioweni?
I ended it when I left BCR, and I decided, I was like, because my YouTube channel was opening so many doors for me, like I just couldn't stay at BCR anymore. So I was like, you know what? Sometimes you have to take the leap of faith, because I studied film and I love film more than anything. You know, and I didn't study radio, and to some point I was the programs manager. I just didn't want to see myself to the next level of that. You know, there's nothing worse than when God blesses you with opportunities, you know, or a new title, and you can't appreciate it because it's not something that you wanted in life. You must be grateful when God blesses you. You know, I'll be like, would say like Marycate, you are the new programs manager of a station, but you can't appreciate that because your heart and soul is somewhere else, you know? And at the same time, you're getting opportunities of where you are. You know, people are saying you must come to the film screenings, but you can't because you have to monitor a staff here, 60 people, making sure they're on air.
Bengisafuna kubuta lokho ukuthi bowati ukuthi le YouTube channel yakho or loku review ama film kungakuthatha fa ukuthi usemayifika nje bathi buya la buyo review kade ngiyayishiya radio.
I didn't even think about it because, in fact, I wanted to leave so much earlier, like a year before. But when Duduzi at the time, he asked me, he was like, please, can we just do this radio drama?
Yeah.
You know, and I couldn't pass that opportunity because every filmmaker, I watched this other interview by Steven Spielberg, and he said every filmmaker has to do a radio drama, has to direct a radio drama, and it's always stick with me, and I always wanted that opportunity. So when PCR actually got the opportunity to be funded to shoot in National Lottery's radio drama, I was like, okay, as much as I'm going to jump to YouTube soon, but we must wait, because every filmmaker must explore doing a storyline through a one-dimensional expert, and I wanted to have that opportunity.
Nginento lengayi-understanding ngani bemafilimu utoyichaza futhi nawo ngathi kumbe ukayichaza before masikhuluma. Why kini? Because mangabe nenda amafilimu njengawo ungakhona kwakha ifilimu ndokucocela lesinye story se-radio. Ungakhona kwakha ifilimu ufake umuntu we-TV then ubuye ufake mini on radio. But i-radio incane nifuna kuthepa tube radio, and manifika tube radio nibona ngathi nende i-huge thing. But mangibuka ifilimu mina kuze njengami ungakhona ku-include i-episode yami, maybe singakhona kwenda ifilimu nga-Princeville akaze a-radio presenter, uchamuke nelifilimu ungishuthe uwende ngami ifilimu but nikhuluma nge-radio. Mara nini nibona ngathi i-radio it's a big achievement. Why kube njalo?
I'll speak on an example. Let's say it was 30 years ago. Let's start like that. Okay. First, radio is amazing because it's laleni in the cities, in the suburbs, in the farms, like at the beaches, wherever.
Yeah, radio is everywhere.
Radio is everywhere. People are listening to radio.
Yeah.
You know? And not everybody can access a phone.
Yeah.
You know, before, like I said, we're talking on the aspect of 30 years ago. You had to go to a cinema to literally go and access and watch a movie, you know.
Or go
so,
bioscope. Yeah.
So actually to tap into radio and talk about your movie and tell them what's happening and literally try to pull them to come to the cinema so people can watch it is a great opportunity, and nobody's going to put that down.
So singasho ukuthi i-radio bekuyi big marketing tool by that time.
Yes, and a great influence, you
right.
know. But now I'm not going to put radio down, but I feel like radio is standing on its last leg, in my opinion, especially more of the influence of podcasts, which are happening like now. You know, people now are more, how can I say, we're more spoiled. You can literally choose the type of content that you want to listen to specifically. You know, why are you forced to listen to Likwala Kwala? You know, you're not forced to. You know, it's not the only option. It's not the only option with Metro. You know, what if for all these years you were very much interested into like a bioscope, like content for film, but nobody was doing it. But now you have the opportunity to listen to a podcast or a video vlog where they're just talking about the specific content that you want, you know? And we're tired of listening to like adverts all the time. You know, we're tired, you know, and we're tired to listening to old jokes all the damn time. We're tired.
Ngoba niyazingenela la ku-YouTube space skip ama-advert nani banifakela ama-advert, but ngiya understand because that's how ngendlela futhi nenda ngayo imali. So in
do you know, and that's to know why they actually jump. Do you know, like if advertising is jumping on to those platforms, that means those platforms are flourishing.
Okay.
You know, they want to tap into your audience, like we said with David Klali and stuff like that. You know, so there's nothing wrong with adverts and stuff like that. I just don't like adverts which do not relate to your brand. You know, that's the only problematic thing with YouTube. You know, that they have certain adverts that do not relate to your brand.
So far, share experience yakho filming, but we need to know ukuthi ibiyap le filming le experience ngoba ubalile ukuthi uvela after it's after 9 or what's happening. But before, it's something filming lebe ufuna kuyenda vele from school. From
a very young age, without even realizing that I was in love with film. You know, my parents work very, very hard. Like, my parents are hard as killer workers. My mom used to wake up like 3 a.m. in the morning, or sometimes more 2, and I prepare like for the journey. My dad had to go to Joburg. They used to work together. They were in business together. Go to Joburg. I be ready for a meeting. They would kind of like at 7 in the morning, you know. So I get that work ethic from them. But the thing was like, it was also in like, would say like you're a business person and you have kids, you know. So my parents from a very young age would say like, would say like, okay, we have business meetings, you know, and we can't leave the kids alone. So we was hoya into the cinema.
Okay.
And they used to buy like movie tickets like double alanzelan. Would like the hours mount up. Would like, okay, I'm gonna probably be in a meeting at 5 hours. So Sisina Mfundo must go into the cinema babuge like a lot of films. So I started watching movies in a very, very young age, not knowing that my parents were literally, it was their own form of babysitting.
Bengisafuna kusho lokulo uthambile ngiyonhle ukuthi thina sinema guardians namogogo nabomkhulu siya ecrash nina banishaya ecrash emafilimu makhulunywa nge-pre bathini grade R nine grade R when uqala ke film cinema.
Yeah, I started going to the cinema from a very young age, like to the point that I remember at Riverside, my mom, those ladies like where you buy the tickets from, like beba mfonela uthi saphelile lama film salenita ntobalanza kind of thing, you know. So she used to be very, very close to them and stuff like that. Would see like they must monitor us and stuff like that. So besides to see like spend a few hours watching movies afterwards, because sometimes they take very, very long. Like with some games afterwards. Yes. When you start watching a lot of movies, you start having your favorite actor kind of thing, you know, and then you know what kind of genre you either like, action or science fiction or adventure. Like for me, when I was very, very young, I really like science fiction, adventure movies and action, because I really liked movies like Lord of the Rings, like even Chinese movies. I remember back in the days, SABC1 on Fridays, they used to have like the film like China. I couldn't wait. I wasn't one of those kids like would say ngithola strategi ngidlala thina makwami nabawami bafune ngihlale ekhaya, like bebankhiyela vele bebasikhiyela Mfundo, my brother, he's the only one used to like aphume athi uthi like ngabo 5 uthi bobabe lomkhusi bayobuya, so umtshela uthi sisengivulele.
So when you didn't touch Boma Dlotwana,
dude, I don't know what the hell that is until like few years ago when Pilani explained it to me. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
Okay, to when I review, so
What's like banana bayapheka ngaphandle. I didn't know and act out they playing house. I didn't know. I really didn't know. I was like, hi when.
Yeah, we will safe to get in the learning. Sure, go right. Then mawufuna kuyofunza, I think this qale ku grade 10 and boso decided ukuthi okay vele ngifuna kuyofunzela ifilm board ukuthi ikhona ikolo tema film.
Okay. Yeah. How I actually even decided to even go to after. Okay, so when I was in grade 11, there was this girl, Charmaine Coleman. And Charmaine, she just came back from Joburg. She was in the National School of Arts. She was there for like a couple of years, or was it a year or something? I don't remember. Sorry, Charmaine, if you by any chance listen to this. And she just came back from the National School of Arts, and then Charmaine wanted to be an actress, you know. Okay. And then at the time when you're in grade 11, you starting to be aware of what kind of career you want to be in. And it being nabo career day, about June, July, and stuff like that. And for like like for 3 days, you take 3 days off from school, and then you literally go under the career lo ufuna kuba kuyo. So every day for 3 days, I mean, at the time, as much as I love movies, I thought I wanted to become an economist.
How? Kanjani manje?
Why? Because I love money.
Oh, so I remember ukuthi influencer batalini about businessmen and businesswomen.
Yes,
Okay.
I wanted to become an economist, but it wasn't through my parents. When I used to watch the news in Sasimngane, there used to be a segment in the news where they just talking about business and the stocks,
Yeah, yeah,
seeing the JSE and stuff like that. And these guys were looking flashy, nice watches and stuff like that, you know. And I like the nice life, you know. And they were called economists. I was like, I'm gonna become an economist. I'm gonna study that, you know.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We're gonna continue with the Nzaba film. Ngena like economist. Bengibukela interview yaZizi. Do you know Zizi Mills?
Yes.
So Zizi Mills was interviewing. Who is this guy? Okay, but ngifuna kuya kule story. So out by ibiya ejele ne ubuta ukuthi wendeni. Uthi wende robot. It's wow. You have man. You know, understand robot. So now it's like you economists were interested to go man. I wanna know how much do you worth now?
Worth like
Net.
my network. I'm still building my network.
Oh,
Do you know when you decide to quit your job and start working for yourself?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, especially when you go to the film industry. Like, it's not cheese, hey?
Yeah.
Nkulenge cheese, mine.
Yeah.
But
Cheese and tas.
yeah, but it's not cheese. This industry is no joke, hey? It's cool if you want to be employed. You know, it's cool if you want to be employed, but if you have bigger dreams and if you want to control the type of content and storylines that you want to put out there and you start your own business, it's going to be hard. I'm not even lying to you. It's going to be hard because you need to get funding to shoot. And film equipment is not like $2.
Okay, equipment. Let's say equipment, not film, because hey, even as talking friends with us is not a pub. Then how do you flip the script with okay, nyasugala by economist developing a filming?
Okay. Thank you for getting back to that. Okay, so I'm starting to like look for universities and stuff like that, you know. And I realized and I apply, you know. And I realized when I was with Charmaine, because we were in art class together, and she always said like she wants to study film and to go career day. Me, Charmaine, Marlene, and Tammy, we did career days. So okay, there was a career day for me. Would they come to where I was doing like a career day because we did it in groups. So my aunt hooked me up a government, so we sambi with this other economist in the government, and it was boring as hell. It was so boring. Like I was like, and uzunkombi bank statement, and stuff like that. So we running around the office. It's like, oh man, this life is boring. This life is boring,
Yeah,
you know,
so
like.
yeah.
But then when we did it for the film side, it was like, man, filmmakers make a lot of money. It just takes them a lot of time to make that money, you know? George Lucas. Like, George Lucas is a billionaire, but it took him a while to do Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't mind waiting for me to get my coins.
For how long? Because I interviewed John Twala, a fashion designer, or is doing fashion and art. I think, I don't know which episode yakhe ikubani khona la was talking to Prince Villa. Uthi bona for fashion bahlale for 10 years before babona ifashion yabo ikhula or bantu bathi brand yabo. So ne timing ku filming.
For me, okay, let's say I shoot my project next year, let's say about January. I shoot and it depends, we say how long. It's also about the process of working and creativity, you know? Like, it takes a certain time period for you to raise the funds, and then it takes a certain time then you shoot. Shooting is, okay, it's fine, it's easy. Then post-production, we'll see how long do you edit. You know, I have to say, I'm a very cinematic person. I have a cinematic eye. I am not one of those renegades filmmakers who say like, all I just need is a camera. Yeah. Who say like, let's shoot. No, I respect rehearsals. Okay. I respect blocking. I respect like literally having a critical eye for every costume that my actors are wearing and the makeup and the way they say things, you know, I'm very, very, very involved. So I don't mind to say like, no, I need to wait to get more money for me to invest in a proper product that I will showcase. Because once I'm done with post-production, the movie is going to do film festivals. Now, many people don't care about film festivals. They just want to put it out there. As long as it's on YouTube, boom. As long as it's on other broadcasters, I don't want you to get sued, so I'm talking about broadcasters' name. So, like, as long as it's out there, or buy any DVD and they start selling it in the taxis and stuff like that. No, I don't see myself as that type of filmmaker, and I'm not putting those filmmakers down.
No.
You know, like, I'm not putting your that type of filmmaker. Hustle is respect one-on-one. As long as you get your bag, I'm down for it, you know. Like, some people don't have the patience to say, like, I want to take my project to Durban International Film Festival. I don't have, or Zanzibar International Film Festival, or London International Film Festival. So when filmmakers are done, some of them go through a film tour. Some do it 2 years, 3 years, you know. And then some decide to even pull out. They do it for like 6 months. Actually, agent. So lambe kakhulu.
Okay.
So lambe kakhulu. I say maybe agent comes through with a great offer. Agent in Netflix. I say like, no man, I'll buy your movie for 3 million. I say like, no, I want to see you. I say lambe kakhulu.
That's a off. My requirement lebe athingeka ukuthi bak accept after, and ngiwahlanganisa lama question. Was the only school level khona se filming kumbe awukhona lamanye? Why did you choose to go there? So sicale ngema requirement as a school ukuthi bazibakuthathe for filming.
Okay, let me just finish the story first. So after the career day thing, I realized that, you know, when I was being around Charmaine a lot, to say like, no, I actually love movies, you know. And then Charmaine's the one who actually introduced me to AFTA. She's like, after this, I'm going to AFTA, you know, I'm going to be a star.
After this, I'm going to AFTA.
Yeah, she said, she's like, I'm going to be a star, you know. So I was like, okay, go to the computer room, like, but after La and it pops out. It's a private film school. So I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, okay, you do films and stuff like that. And you just need your national certificate and you need English. I think you needed English, but basically you needed to pass.
No bachelor, no what net high certificate.
You needed to pass. Yeah, for you pass it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a degree.
Yeah.
For you pass it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know you needed. One thing I'm sure. I think you needed 60% in English, or something like that. Yeah, one. So I mean, for me, I just didn't think hard about it. I used my June results. Yeah, one. Apply and my June results very big in the apply. So I waited, you know. So I remember how I even found out. My cousin Lele called Kaya, and I didn't know it was him. So he mimics this other Afrikaans voice. He's like, hello? You know? And I'm like, hello, who's this? You know? It's like, I'm looking for Marycate, you know? And I'm like, speaking, I'm the headmaster of AFTA here, and you didn't make it. You didn't make it. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? In my head, I'm like, who's making this bad Afrikaans voice, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay, you know? And as I'm about to drop the phone, I hear he's laughing. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? You know? And he's like, bruh. Because as much as I'm younger than him, so it's like, no, I just had to try, bruh. I just had to try. It's like, because I'm like, so I did make it. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't work there. But I found out somehow, I think like 2 or 3 days later after that I make it to AFTA. So yeah, and at first I wanted to go to AFTA Cape Town. Then my parents were like, no, that's too far. Like, go to the Chogo.
Oh, not too much.
Yeah, at the time there were 2, but now I think like 3 years ago they went South African wide. You can find one in PE, find one in Durban. After, you need to pay me for this, okay?
Because of advertise.
And then find one in Botswana. Like they went like nationwide.
After is the best filming school in Africa.
It's a big debate. It's a big debate. For me, I say yes, after is the best film school in South Africa, because I appreciate the way that abafundi zangayo, you know. It's very stressful, it's high intense, you know. One thing I appreciate about AFDA is that compared to other universities, you start doing filmmaking when you ungena on the get-go. Some film schools, I don't want to say film schools like a general university, you will do your film in your third year. So all these years, you still being academics, you find about the camera, would say like there's a red button, but you only get to touch that camera in your third year. And after you go there from term one, your first year, you get to shoot more 1 minute films. Which is also great. It's like a great challenging way for you to learn how to do an advert. Adverts are like 30 seconds, 1 minute. And then second year, you do 5-minute films. Third year, you do 10 and I think a 12.
So what's in abantu masibhala ama exam sibhala ngeliphepha nini exam yenu film?
We have two.
Okay.
We have two kinds of exams. You know, yes, exam yethu film. Yeah, you know. But you also do a treatment, which is like the paperwork. You know, it doesn't matter you're a producer, editor, visual effects, or an actress, you will do a treatment, you know, which is also, you also do core course, where it's also great where you say like, okay, you're an actor to become an actress, but you will also know about other mediums. You'll know about sound. You'll study something about animation. You know, as much as I don't do animation. Animation is hard. I don't have time for that. You know, but I know a few things about animation.
So without the treatment, good shozangeke ubhale exam or good film or ngeke uyithole because the treatment last time mangise Masilela master class is something letongnceda ukuthi ngithole ifunding.
Yes, it's a bakufundisa, like you must literally know how to like do a treatment, but there's more to it. You also do pitching. You pitch to do your movie. You're gonna when you in after, and then while you're pitching, you either get a green light, you get an orange light, or red light. A red light is an automatic fail, like let's say you failed, like you failed the term kind of thing. You know,
it's green and red.
Green is like a robot. It's a green light, orange light, you're on pause. That means you have like a couple of hours for you to rearrange yourself and think about the presentation, you know, and come back in Zambama and then pitch again. And then red lights, so no go, you failed.
How long do you spend after?
It was 3 years.
I failed because I couldn't understand that when I filming mangabe sikhuluma ngemovies nokuva ukuthi man sinokuva ukuthi ifilm maybe will cost something million ngifuna just a movie out of the school so ngifuna kuva ukuthi let's say umntwana uyafaila le mali lebhadalwa abatali ayidurini njengoba ukuthi
especially for me, I mean I didn't get a bursary. My parents were paying for that. You know, meaning I have my first year, I'm not even gonna lie, but it wasn't because I failed like academics or anything like that. I was even nominated for best film, you know, but I failed through attendance. After, like, I'm not gonna lie, like seriously, after you need like I think 96% attendance. You had people like they were signing on, and at first I was first year. I didn't think it was that hectic. Like you see, literally, if you don't attend each and every class, you could fail just through attendance. I have that report. I have that report. It's heartbreaking. You know, and I was like, it was heartbreaking to even come back and tell my parents. Luckily, my parents are cool people. They were like, okay, it's fine.
No, you can't be cool. I said, yes, when it's cool because sometimes they need to but that is
if my parents weren't cool, I wouldn't have gone back. I wouldn't have gone back.
Salute kubatali bakho. So ngifuna kuva lento leyende ukuthi unga attend nawe bafike ba approach eceleni babuya la stokunika imali lefilm sibone 1 minute film lo yendile wathi na dog because even nema musician la njalo aphuma kanjani uma artist esikoleni ukuthi kufike record label umntwana safunza esikole.
It's a film school.
Yeah.
The famous people are there all the time. Famous people are lecturers. Like at the time when I was in AFTA, my second year, the second year director lecturer, Daryl, he was directing Isidingo. Like my sound lecturer, he was the sound designer for Hotel Rwanda. Like everybody there, the lecturers are famous. Everybody, you're there for a purpose. Like the students there, I went to school with Ricky Rick.
Yeah.
Like the students there, like everybody. There's no way you see people in and out at after to like producers from even outside the industry wanting to use the camera equipment and stuff like that. You bound to see famous people all the time.
So back to step for a first year, let's say lama.
I'm not to step.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Okay.
No, you must own up to your own shit.
Yeah. Do you wanna share what did you do? Let's get to attend.
I was sleeping probably because the other thing after the class, I don't know about now, about 9 and I was in the morning person and so hlala by yourself, you know, kude umuntu lokuvusako sisi vuka funa esikolweni or anything like that, you know, like I was living by myself, freedom and stuff like that. So the morning classes I didn't get, you know.
Asikhulume ngokusebenza lapha ngifuna kuyisa tu kwema practical lawo masikhuluma saying it up because ube na David Lale but lapho ubeksa late ngifuna kuya ushuthe imovie yakho kuna Java na this guy lesimjwayele ngashoti eSouth Africa. So mangabe uspana or wena ama practical ukhohlwa njani ukuthi okay lesi star lesi utokhona kusebenza kahle.
You know, with this Java one I didn't even Java wasn't big as Java now.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it's Java, you know, like at the time it was just another guy, you know, like, and like I said, it was after like, this one thing I have to say, he knows how to brew talent.
Yeah. Okay.
He knows how to brew, like cook it from, and, you know, and give you the skills to make your own thing, like, and flourish, you know. That's why I would say, like, it's an argument. People who didn't go to AFTA but say, that's a work university. It's expensive for nothing. Yeah. You know, it's expensive for nothing kind of thing. But I don't know who, I don't know from UCT who's big. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
So after what was the plan? Did you know it was okay? I'm gonna go to this production. No,
I didn't have a plan, but I always knew I wanted to have my own company.
Okay, le ndo lengi notice the manenda lama practical ban yo sinambe nyo wenda ma film enu or lama exams. Githi ku radio we have to go to radio stations. So that's why ngikuthi ukuthi banithatha ku ni kuma production kumbe there's no production.
No. We would say like go to a production house. No. Yeah. And I say after it's an institution on its own. So like everything you get is there, like equipment, like everything. So you do your product and then you go and showcase it at Rosebank cinema, you know? And then that's also another exam. Would say like people come through and watch your movies, people outside from AFTA, and they write down comments, would say, what do they think about this film? None of my lecture even speak to these people kind of thing, would say, what are their opinions about that film and stuff like that. So, no, the only thing which is like, I would say they probably outsource is like the market from Aerospace and Cinema Novo, which is like, would say, what is the audience, Yangalapo, what do they think about that? Because they just know it's a student film festival,
okay,
and they're watching movies, but they pay, like normally.
So kuqala mabag reviewer because it was your first time, you didn't know ukuthi abunga ka sometimes when abantu ba reviewer a movie.
It's nerve-wracking. You don't even want to be there.
But it helpile ukuthi booster ukuthi next time ngifuna ukuthi mababukela film lami vele bafune nokulithenga.
Yeah, like Do you know when to the point where you like showcasing your movie, you're so exhausted, utsiniwe, like you're so tired. Like some people literally, that movie probably they were still probably editing it like the other night until had no choice. So you like, if you don't hand this in, you know, kind of thing.
So nitumela unfinished.
No, there's no way. So you have to finish it, kind of thing. But you see, like, it's so exhausting. You see, like, like I said, you see, like, I'm from a culture where we train cinematic for the film. It's not renegade. You see, like, oh, let's just take a camera and just shoot. Yeah. We're very specific. When you're out there in the audience, they're criticizing the type of editing. Why did you edit like that? You know? Why were you using a lot of fades? You know? Okay, your cinematographer, they shot it handheld, but the hands were weak. They were very shaky. Why did you use handheld? And you're there on stage. It's not easy. Back to Tisa Lapa, and you'll be like, oh my God. And you can't do anything about it. You know?
So at least you understand that's why you review of
because I mean, I'm reviewer from the first year.
So
no, after keeps everything. You can use it as part of your show reel. Would say like when you're from Sebendi or something like that, like a CV. It's your show reel is like a standard reference of your CV. It's like you to show it's okay, I did this in this kind of movie. But I'm not gonna lie, like after keeps everything. Yeah. They make money out of us.
Oh, non-production production, yeah, we need to credit them.
Production, yeah. I pay for it. It's my school fees. Yes. I paid $100,000 a year to use their equipment. You know, I feel like that's one of those things, like, it's one of those discussions that after students have, would say like, no, after should actually give the producers their rights.
Okay. Okay. So no,
like you see, like every institution can be improved because it's not nice to magic film
I think namune right from a PCR, but stupid because then what did you do after? Because njengoba sisho abakanjeri ukuthi okay niyakula production ndawo uye kozama kufuna umsebenzi kumbusele na.
No, I shot videos. Even when I was in school, I was shooting music videos. Yeah. You know, like I used to be Offenses mentee. Yes. Like a lot of people, like I shot a lot of videos. I edited for some production companies. I even logged for Itwalo Pelo and stuff like that, and until Mama Wakula, and then I decided to come back home. Yeah, and now I just decided to become my own, to do my own thing. You know, like we live in a wonderful age right now, the fourth industrial revolution, where we can create your own content. Your own production house can be in your own home. You know, you can make money from your own home. Yeah. You know, clock and shit.
So because you said you decided to come home because velas gatashi kuma roots akho siqale eTulu kwente kanjalo vele ke nibantu bemafilimi nesikhomba by end product.
No, we in my home right now. Sekhaya la.
Utalele la Barberton?
Yeah, ngatalela eBarberton. Yeah, born and raised in Barberton. Like I don't want to say which extension, but yeah, born and raised, in Barberton.
Then Kamala Kosatli Mary because we didn't introduce Marycate Masilela. You have one name.
Yes.
What?
My friends only call me Peaches. All my friends.
Yeah, nickname me.
Yeah, my friends call me Peaches, kind of thing. Like people in the film industry call me Peaches.
Great.
Radio, Ace the coach.
Yeah.
Ace the coach was.
Because you always give Ace credit here. Shout out to you, because I think I watch or I listen to men's podcast. Mabuda kona langene kona Ace but Ace Ace.
Ace. No, I have to give credit when credit's due. Ace, like, I don't know, like, he spotted me, like, his paths and stuff like that, and Yamati Ace with the Matloni, it tapped on to me. He was like, you know, I will see you, I don't know you, Umbani, can you tell me about yourself? And I was like, okay, who's this weirdo? You know, kind of thing. Yes.
Okay.
You know, and then he told me, it's like, no, you know, like, he changed his demeanor, and then he's like, no, I work from the radio, and I think you'd be good to work with us at PCR. And I was like, oh, okay. And at the time, like, I think a year or 10 months back, and I was planning to do my YouTube channel, you know, and so he wants to introduce me to Umawit. And then, okay, I said yes. And I planned everything, like, it's okay, let me plan some concept, would say, like, just in case if he wants to, what kind of ideas. So I had ideas to pitch and stuff like that. So I met him. Me and Kingdom had the same interview.
Okay.
Yeah, we were being interviewed together.
Yeah, the late Kingdom.
Yeah, and then so, like, Emawatu was like, yeah, you the guys which I'm looking for, you know, you did film, because they wanted to buy a camera and stuff like that to buy Fage into studio kind of thing. And then Kingdom was just the new age of radio, because he studied radio kind of thing, you know. So yeah, and Sakala as interns. Yeah, and that's how it happened. All credits due to Ace, the coach. Like, seriously, Ace gave me credit. He put me on PCR.
That's why, but the coach, I boy even as a Poland, show to sport talent learning. As you enter work up, because I think even Clement Capital Marvin, Tim Nan's 13 then figure and get a grade. The Roman Chela Ubena 3 months. Angaho, Lomucha, okay, Jangabalaban, when at least to shit a good say, Bongat knows to a radio, but looked at Bosley a year, not 10.
No, I was like between a year or 10 months.
So, you intern work, you intern from production wise, because you say come from Medon.
No, when he said, like, okay, because I told him, it's like, I have no experience in radio. Yeah. When I studied film, I didn't study radio. It's like, oh, you guys will go through an internship, and then after the 3-month internship, you guys will, or Stobonity will take you or not. Yeah, okay, I was down. For me, when I started and I told my dad was like, no, man, just do it, you know, do it for the experience, you know, you're young, you know, don't just sit at home and stuff like that. Because for a person like me, I'm a busybody, you know. Before I came back, I was editing, I was working for a production company. I'm not gonna say what's the production company, and I was editing. So when I came back, I was like, oh man, there's no production company like Bawatsoni or Nelspruit and Pumalang. So now I felt like pulled down kind of thing, you know. So when PCR came as an opportunity, I got excited. So I didn't look at it as the aspect of, what's it like, okay, I'm about to get a bag, you know, I want money kind of thing, you know. For me, they told us, would say, like, we weren't going to get paid for the next 3 months. And I was fine with that. I wanted the experience. You know, even if it didn't work out, I would have known a thing or two about radio. So I didn't go through APCR with the notion that I'm about to get the bag kind of thing. I told myself I'm about to create my 10,000 hours in radio, and I'm going to slay it. Yeah.
So le kuthi ufake le feature ye film was good now we ube involved through MOA.
Yeah, so I can like adapt easily, so I can, you know, do you know one thing about radio, it's about being authentic, you know. And for me, I love movies so much, and I become free and I become more of myself. You can ask a lot of people, even yourself, you know me, I'm a quiet person. You know, I keep to myself kind of thing, you know. But when I start talking about films, I you know, I blossom and I get excited kind of thing, you know. And I get excited for the South African filmmakers which are out there, you know, right now, you know, because a lot of them, I went to school with them.
ngikuzwe noma ngingahleki mara ngismile isibangile duty lokucetha kungishaya ngayo ukuthi ungasakhulumi. You know me, I'm a quiet person, so ngivale umlomo but again
I am. Do you know, like, especially, it's so funny. It's so funny. Maki wam, na maki lani yabona.
My game.
I was chilling at Pilani's yabona. So buta Pilani was like, maki njona bobangani.
Yeah.
Yabona. Angimboni nebangani. Uthi Pilani, yo nabo bangani umuntu parties more than me. Yabona. Uthi phela ngimboni uhlala sendlini kind of thing.
Ananyana unesho ukuthi le Jude longishaya. You know me, I'm a quiet person. I have to agree. Then what did you learn PCR?
Oh, I learned a lot. I learned, resilience, you know. I learned that sometimes you have to be resilient in your work, you know. You may come in not knowing everything, you know, but you must make sure that what you start, you must end. The second thing which I learned in PCR, you must learn that when I'm used to getting things easy, I'm not even gonna lie, I grew up like that, you know, but I've always been a hard worker, you know, work ethic, I get it from my parents. So I learned in PCR, like, when you plant something, you can literally watch it grow. Yeah. You know, it's not like a 2-3 minutes thing and you get your flowers kind of thing. There were like seasons to it, and you watch it blossom, you know, watch it from a seed to it becoming a stem, and then watching the first bud literally coming out. So in PCR, I learned the true ethic of hard work and not getting rewards. Sometimes in life you do, and you mustn't be like expecting. Anything.
Yeah, because mangabe uyiqalile, I don't think ukuthi une expectation. When expectation yakho into yakiphumelele, not rewards from people, then yeah,
you know, and the only thing which will give you joy is the product. Yeah. You know, like when I was, you know, like would say like I'm walking down in the community. I mean, I'm not the type of person who say yeah, walker. You know, I grew up being driven. You know, so I would say like I have to walk from Ekaya to go to APCR because I didn't have cab money. Kind of thing. Anga holy that man. But I still nyavuka extending hamba because I know I have a show 9 to 12, you know. And maqothi again that show people say, oh, benglalele show yakho na Marycate kind of thing. Oh, what you guys were talking about, that was great. You know, that was amazing. Yeah. You know, kind of thing. You'd say like you don't have like a reward for it, but you're seeing the fruits that you're bearing. Yeah. It was so powerful. You'd say like it made me realize, there's more to life. Yeah. You know, I learned gratitude. I learned how to be humbled, you know, and those are beautiful things and great values for a person to have.
Asikhulume mase kufika la mafilm, yeah, because bengifuna because bekusolo kune radio, but makuvela into lefana nabo ma documentary nakubo emjindini ngiyacabanga wazipha wedwana because bonke besolo beni radio mara nyalo wabona into letsonzelane nawo ilapha. So kwendeke njani you introduce ukuthi kufuna sibe nema documentary nema drama or bafikile bantu because ma radio ahlale abanawo ma drama ukuze ngitholakala ebekhona?
Ushithi like APCR,
yeah.
No, for me, what I was doing is ideas which I have. Yeah, and I was just implementing. And to the point when I became a programs manager, I was running it. Just like, okay, this is the way I'm going to do it. You know, when you become like a producer and programs manager, you don't need, yes, you need the final signature from the station manager. But for you to create the idea, you're the one who's challenging yourself, and you're the one who'll be like, I'm actually lusting for change. Yeah. You know, it's like, let's shake things up, kind of thing, you know?
I see a little slightly hip hop because you brought the mixtape.
Yes.
Yeah, bizarre. I lower Kambisan film. When they again, hip hop.
There's more to me than just film.
Okay, you're gonna drop fast now.
There's another, no. No, but there's depth to this girl, okay? There's depth, okay? But yeah, now, when I came through, that was one of the ideas for, which I had for my way to Wishapesh. I was like, come on, like, Ipizari, for all these years, they don't have a mixtape. I was like, come on, you know, and we have a lot of rappers here in Mpumalanga. Why not do a Pizarre mixtape, you know? And luckily he said yes, and we did it. We spotted Bo Ray Mags, Bo Pills Titan, Bo Marvin Courts, Bo Howard, Bo Mr. 325. You know, like, there were so many people got excited, and it was like a great change because straight after doing the mixtape, we launched it at Spasin.
My TV.
No. Oh, we also did the collaboration with MITV, which was great. Thank you to Cliff. That was nice. You know, where they did the live performances and stuff like that. It was very, very nice. It was another way for people to promote the mixtape. We also got a spot for our rappers to perform at, what was that big year-end thing, which was always happening?
The bus. What?
No,
Bombela Cultural Festival.
No,
I'm gonna name drop until
yeah,
you say
just
yes.
name drop.
Where?
Leana, which was in Music
Okay,
Garden.
Music Garden.
Music Garden. So our artists were performing at Music Garden, and there was like a change because we were PCR was the original like media house which was pushing Music Garden before the others like hopped into the bandwagon. It was because BCR was the first one to do the change. We gave them artists to perform live, so it was great. I liked when the mixtape came. It came in and just like shook things up.
So why ingoma yakho bengekho lapha? Because you're the head of the mixtape. Because nonke masingabala nethi
At the time I didn't have a song.
Okay.
And besides, I don't do hip hop. I don't do hip hop.
Ungabunashera lo kwendako by practical, not ukuthi usixoxele ukuthi no, because angeke usixoxele ngemafilm years then usixoxele uyafuna share that.
I would just say I guess like I'm an artist. I don't just do film, like I'm an artist, like because I also do music. You know, I've done songs with Pilani. It's like electro. We've done Gom. We've done like recently I'm a piano.
Actually,
I was like, what? I wish I did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done songs which have done well, like for him, and which actually also young too. So I was like, oh my god, when he was like, oh my gosh, the song is popping in the UK and stuff like that. I was like, oh my god. And the time when I remember Ati no, Amuse wants me to have my own account, I was like, oh my god.
Okay, so to when that thing no,
I'll focus on that, like the profile and the branding for Peaches next year. Is, you know, I just need to.
That's the name of the artist.
Yeah. Okay. My AKA when I do music.
Yeah. Ngumitheke ku newspaper mina I'm happy ukuthi angizange ngayenda I decision lebi imningi umsebenzi lesiwenda nge newspaper so ngabe ngabasa ngalo ngabe ngaya endlini encane and you mentioned ukuthi lapha abathoni bekude ma production film give bo wokuqala lengakubona ufundzele filming through the newspaper ku Babaton Times because yes best actor and I was surprised ukuthi usebenzena sport but abongathi nokuthi sport uke waba filming ngilento le.
And the worst part, and it's so unfortunate, I hope Sporo is listening to this podcast. You know, that's because of the episode, people are always talking about Sporo. And till this day, I haven't met him.
August 29?
Like, nokumbona.
Oh. Ngoba nami ngilento le ngithusa ukuthi mina kimi wokucala umuntu engimbone ukuthi okay uye esikolweni for ifilm nguwe ngiyolenda lengendawo ukuthi ngibe ne-interest mangubona lapha newspaper bebakunominate kuma Sing Sunrise Women Awards. Yes. Mina okay nemuntu ofundzele ifilming ulo muntu ushaye ngalenye i-level so ngilobe ngifuna kwathi ukuthi bobani libe ubathi labenda ifilm la lokushini kumbe ukutshela ukuthi I'm the star ngemvele ngedwa.
Mina vele like uthi I'm not gonna lie, for me to decide to study film I was inspired by Shemaine. My parents never influenced me uthi like go and be a doctor or anything. My parents always trusted my judgment. Like scholar vele from a young age, I'm the one who chose schools, who saying I'm gonna do that. They were like, okay, yes, fine.
Ungasathi sine vele lebese actor la or lebese namafilm.
People who were doing no. I mean, like I said, in Kulele Kai, yabon endlini. My parents were phoning TV all the time. And times we singing this you know, like they never wanted me to be influenced, you know. Focus on your books, you know, your education. Other filmmakers, I started meeting them now when I came back, like Njenga, Bo Lizwe, Bo for Umbitanga Telescope, like who else? Badra, you know, like I started meeting them now. More singing Tara, I can walk.
The film production MG in the camera.
That's Wax, aka Makalela's production. Yeah, name Fatwa Kiabon. OX went to SABC and pitched what he wanted to do a show Ngalai Barton. And they said yes, but unfortunately they didn't want to shoot majority of the show that side, because when they calculated the budget it was more appropriate to see for them to shoot in Joburg than the side. So the side, they only did the main shots. They couldn't only afford to shoot here for 2 or 3 days.
Then now, njengoba siceda kubala amagama langaka, I think you mentioned 3. Nga-eda kunengwenya film productions, bengi interview ubani mina ikhuthimele film. Uyasibona ukuthi khona la siyakhona nyalo eBabaton vele the industry ikhona.
Yes.
Then yini lekwende uqale le film masterclass?
The reason why I started doing the film masterclass was that I started noticing a lot of youth around Mpumalanga were interested in film, and not everyone can afford film. When I was studying film, it was 100 grand a year without accommodation, without allowance, without equipment, nothing. There was just the school fees. So film, like I said, is a luxury profession. It's not like ungavuka and just go and become a nurse. Especially now, people forget like Ibaton, it's a mining town, it's a hospital town, it's a correctional. It was in Lapaya number one. Yeah, those are the 3 professions which exist. So if you're not in that space, people like to put you down, like anything in your life. That's why it's harder for you to do anything. If you studied a different profession, no, it's not like you're not doing anything in your life. You living in the wrong town. It's that simple. You're living in the wrong town, like, and you're not. It's not developed. Yeah. So for those 3 careers, those are the careers which are going to flourish. So you mustn't put yourself down like you're not doing anything. So when you start doing anything, you're literally building an industry from scratch. You're literally creating a market. And one thing a great friend of mine always told me is like the first pioneers are the first billionaires.
Okay.
So once you're starting your business, so you must humble yourself and be resilient and focus on what you're doing, you know? Since now YouTube manager, you can put your work up. You don't even need to go to SABC for your work to be displayed. Just build your audience and do what you're doing. Yibalahashi focus like to Lekinin, not boogie on the side.
So loku na 3 years, so yid my challenge lebe ubukene now or yini okuhle lebubonile from kulama differences alama dona, because uyaqala into lesha liba ngathi bantu bayijwayele ukuthi maybe ngathi attend umuntu loyiwani.
Yeah, you know, thank you for that question. I also want to say, like, I had the idea of wanting to do a full masterclass. Like, I was telling a friend of mine for a very long time, like for over a year, I was like, I want to do a full masterclass, like give them to create a starter pack on how to start to be part of the film industry and stuff like that. Because I believe it becomes an industry when there's more than one. I can't be the only one doing it, you know. It won't be impactful enough. you know. But it will be impactful if like a lot of us are doing it and we're a movement together, kind of thing. So I was talking about it for a while, and then I know this is how God works, you know. If you keep on talking about something, He will bring it towards you, the law of attraction. So Boston calls, they're like, Marycate, we've heard about you, your YouTube channel and stuff like that. Come and speak to our kids. I was so shocked.
Yeah.
With like Boston College literally called me, Usimine, so I can like teach their kids and talk about the film industry. I was like, oh my God, where is this coming from? And then after doing that, that's when I got the confidence, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this, you know, in my own capacity, and it will be like a form of giving back through my production company, you know. And then we did E3, and a couple of months ago we just did it UMP. So yeah, it's been very productive, and we have great plans. I can't even say the plans that for next year. Like, let's not even say it, but we're moving from university to university. This thing has become like a beast. I cannot believe.
No, see, if stop is always saphila lehlelo because nalo khona liya khona so to coverage. If kune event leto ba khona stobachela, don't worry about.
Now will be like the thing would say like, since I've created an audience you know, how will I take them to the next venue? Because these kids now they want to come, you know. I can't be like, what's it like, sing and she and in the bye thing, you know. So like yeah, next year is just next level, and it's going crazy. I can't believe the calls that I got like a couple of weeks ago.
For my own interest, just njengat butel ubi Charmaine uwedanya because
Charmaine, me and Charmaine actually went to after together.
yeah, ngisho nyalo ubi ngani.
Hey. Charmaine, I don't know, but I wanted her to be in my film. Maybe I should call Charmaine, but she was in Europe. Like the last time I checked, she was in France, like living the life.
Okay. WhatsApp kubo DJ bake bakhuluma bathi banema WhatsApp group. I saw you interview this guy layas in Africa. Lebe ngasi kumbe benik WhatsApp group leyo.
Oh, okay.
So ne WhatsApp group
My
Filmmaker. Okay.
No, it's not a WhatsApp group. Okay, so on Twitter.
No, when I ukhuluma ngale recent now. Angisho leya kule Madrid there in your YouTube channel.
Oh, say Eli.
Yeah.
Oh, Eli. Okay. Back to Twitter again. So in my Twitter account one day, this guy was like, you know, I see what you're doing, kind of thing. I like what you're doing. You know, you love the film industry a lot. So be part of my film WhatsApp group. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And now at the time, I realized the power of the WhatsApp group for filmmakers, because at the time I was invited, I was part of Mandla Ndube's like WhatsApp group kind of thing, you know, like if you know who's Mandla Ndube, so you know what levels is
Google.
this. Yes, Google. So I was like, okay, someone from Kenya wants me to be on their WhatsApp group, okay. So Wangfa, and that one is just like crazy because Nebanbe who are Nigerians, there's Egyptians, there's Ugandans, Congolese, like Malawans, you know, like it's literally Africa. And some people speak in languages that you don't even know, but we speak the film language, you know, and we all want to develop it and stuff like that. That's why in my WhatsApp, if you have my number in your WhatsApp, posters of African films and stuff like that, because those are my people, you know. I believe would say like, we mustn't be like, okay, the South African industry, we more cinematic, more in Nollywood, you know, Africa away, you know, kind of, you know, it's like, no, we don't do that. No, those people are making money. Yeah. There was a point, I think, from 2005 to 2008 somewhere, Nollywood was making more money than Hollywood. Yeah. So why not, like, I felt like it's a great opportunity. I can learn a lot from those people, and I've been learning so much.
Yeah, to sakhuluma ngeNollywood ne Hollywood. Did you notice with everything with wood back good filming? Because if we check Alamandia, Bollywood.
I think it's like Nabos is just to show to like, okay, this is from our culture, you know, but now in Hollywood, it's, I would say it's more Nigerian, stuff like that, you know.
Ngoba ngikhumbula ne-Expresso yake yazama something a feature like Mzansi Hood. So ngingasho lento lihambisana na wood there's something about filming.
Yeah.
So besikhuluma nge-YouTube channel yakho. Ma YouTuber nyalo makafuna kwenda bathi what is this thing lebakubita AT Mkosi. They don't need to be journalists. They starting nje bende Mkosi.
Content
So
creators.
Review. You need to have understanding about filming or ngahamba uqala i-channel u-review ngafuna review ma.
No, it's your opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your opinion. I mean, I just encourage, that's why in my film master class, I encourage like content creation. If you have a love for film, and why not go and put it out there, because as long as you're making videos, you're also promoting that film. For me, I believe in what they say, that you can never have like negative publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. Yeah. So I'm saying to everybody out there, young or old, like, let's jump into content creation. This is a great way for you to make money, and it's a great way for you to like spend your time. We most times this past couple of years we've been under lockdown. Become creative with your time instead of pants and getting depressed and you know, ukali and stuff like that. You see serial no, this is an opportunity for you to be part of the fourth industrial change, you know.
Yeah. Kuluma opinion, it's your opinion. I don't think good okuniketa inginga. Which is your favorite masterclass go O3 and why? It's your opinion, don't
Ones you? Which I've done.
Yeah. The posting and the other one, the number 2 you bla
E3.
E3. Then
you know, I love the way E3 everything was put together.
Okay, I agree.
You know, like I love I love it. It was so professional. You know, I worked with a great team which understood what I was trying to do, you know, and you breaking down professionalism in the film industry, because people always want to be part of the film industry, but people don't know what's a producer specifically. You know, they know what's a director and actor, but they don't know what's a cinematographer, they don't know what's an editor, they don't know what's a sound engineer, they don't know what's a visual artist, you know, like they don't know, you know. And they don't, you know, and people always like, I want to make money, but you want to be an actress. How can you make money when you want to be an actress?
But it's cool, my head that's young. So
no, like if you want to be part of the industry, you must be a boss, and a boss is the producer, the executive producer kind of thing. So I enjoyed E3. We broke down the professionalism in filmmaking. And we had Neo and Voodoo, and we watched a movie afterwards, which was very, very nice. But I think now the way I'm gonna do it now from now on is gonna be the way I did it at UMP, like literally giving people skills, like teaching them how to do a treatment. You know, like when these kids, you see, like, they just know how to take the camera and be like, okay, the cameraman, as in when you have time, you know, you literally becoming creative and you're making my lines up right there and then, you know, there's no pre-production.
And that's how we shoot a part 1, part 2 with film lesagesa wenda la lokshin. No script, but it was a good film because our competition by that time, I think the guy Senzeni, I don't know, they came after, but but it was the good film because okay, when ukuluma logo or the concept. Then you go. Yeah.
It's literally in Hollywood.
So lama mehluko lo ubonile umuphi lapha because ngisengakhuluma opinion yami, but konke uya coverage ukufake na ku YouTube So that's why ngifuna okay i-right le question nengibuta ma on set njengalesikhathi ufundzisa the recent one loyifakile se-UMP uyabona ukuthi kwentekalani kumbe nawe ubona after.
No, but not afterwards, because I can only feel and engage with the people, my guests, who have come through. You know, like.
Oh, okay. After mase nikhuluma one by one outside.
Because like Banning, as you know, like I didn't know them. You know, some were from the previous master class. Yase E3 Popoiki. You know, and. It was just very, very nice. I like Uti when I was teaching, I was literally teaching valid principles which are happening in the industry, you know, like there's like 100,000 Rand worth of education. I gave it to you free, okay? So, like when I was teaching them how to do a treatment, like I said, people don't know the steps of pre-production, you know, and what's a log line, what's a concept, what's a synopsis, you know, what's demographics, you know, LCM kind of stuff, you know, because bana le style so I so shoot, I see shooting in a live when utanza lo yabona mkhoma mtshele baby and they shooting and stuff like that. Then it's an edit product yenu, but now they don't know how to sell it. That's why you need a treatment to break down and see who you're going to sell it to, you know. And before you shoot it, maybe product placement, insati product yale company lebe don't niga maybe lo 100,000. Uti nifake le content, le video, le film yabo. Before ni shoot manje sen shoot el film icala and sen hamba kula phaya ukuthi sinike ni imali seshoot lento le bona soba incorporate kanjani uyabona. So it's a manner of planning.
Ngifuna ukunika ama credits akho la because ngoba bengikhona into lengichazile ngihlekile isikhathi kucima kunyamalala le USB nani kuthi vele lento lokhuluma ngayo kuthi lento lokhuluma ngayo yathi ukhonile ekuchubeka kufundzisa unga refer kungana ama notes. So yes, at least uyakhombisa ukuthi knowledgeable ngalendo awuyimani uyithathele emoyeni yabo ngitshela ukuthi hayi phela i master class lokunye lengize ukuthi
no mina Shami I read I studied long time ago, so this thing is like easy. And like I said, with after you shoot every term, like they engrave it into you. It's becomes part of your DNA. You are more not offensive the way he drops.
Yeah.
You like he doesn't breathe because it's engraved within us.
Yes. So ndoga then the ama difference le ngiwabonile mina ma wenda e-posting bengibona ngathi bo motivate abantwana angaboni ukuthi bekunema filmmaker or what because they were quiet just babukele. Then le number 2 le ibonakele ukuthi benema content creators for it, even the stars bavelile ke bala because ngathi nginalindo Mpumbethe bengu MC ne. Then even I think I know the 2 guys that are but everyone do lapha who do a content create. Then lastly le yanyala bonakele ukuthi okay sekuvele thine bomkasana njengoba ngisho ukuthi uvela usibekisa abhlungu njani ukuthi it's just sishaye camera say hey guys it's a YouTube channel kahle nyana we go straight njengani ukuthi vele nyalo kuvele basekasi.
No, the thing is like you may live in the kasi but your mind may be not in the kasi, you know.
Sukubalele njengawe endlini. Yes.
You know, so just because you live in the kasi, it doesn't mean your mind is restrained and is locked down in the kasi. So you must dream big. You know, you can break doors. I mean, I have people calling me overseas. They'll be like they want to be part of a bioscope. Meg was in Cape Town. She like contacted me on Instagram. She's like, "Go, be on your YouTube channel."
You adding content yalugu e bioscope because I saw even labanye bajayiva babiyela back makhulunywa ngema post. So ngiphi content lebanginga expect is the film interviews, then ngilama reviews and what else?
Everything which is just film related, like I said, like okay, in YouTube that term that is in their story time where you just talk to your people, like, oh, how was my day? I talk about how was my day in film, like the last one which I did. Yeah, one. And then do a film vlog like the one which I did when I was in Durban and I was in a film festival, you know? Like I try to incorporate the film YouTube terms into the film channel. Yeah, that's what I try to do, kind of thing.
Ku production company yakho, what do you do? Because e-posting ubendele advert after I think be registration. Then yini lokwenda ku production company yakho? Because yes, you film but not filming pen. Yini lokwenda ku production company? You do adverts.
We do content creation, like for social media, for companies and stuff like that. We also did for now Umaspara, was in Bombela, and we do short films. Oh, and we also outsource like for like script writing, you know.
International work lokwenda ngaphandle because
the documentary this year.
Ngathini ngamasipala wasembombela sengikhumbula sekunemsebenzi lo yendawo ngaphandle so yini lokwendile ngaphandle mhlambe abantu lebangakwati lokufana njenga bekusenge nge after ukuthi yes kunemsebenzi lo yendile but angeke iphume under wena because wendele ama production ngaphandle.
Yes, there's a lot, you know, because I was hired in those productions. It wasn't under my production company. So yeah, there are stuff which I've done. Like this year, I'm proud that I did a documentary, I say Finland, you know. So yeah, and then I took time to plan for my short film, which is gonna be. Boss is gonna be lit. It's gonna be fire.
Because so yeah, then you explain everything you don't want to share, but gulungil. Then what can we expect from you?
Okay. The next year I'll be the first couple of months I'll be doing for my film masterclass. There's a company, yes, it's Brittany. She does a bioscope. We showcase some South African films to high schools. So Umcele to partner up with her. So we are gonna be showcasing movies to high schools in Mpumalanga. So we're also gonna come through Epawaton, and then for you to watch a South African film, it's gonna be $30, and we're just gonna be touring in Mpumalanga. That's what you can do. Then after that, I'm going to Limpopo and I'll be shooting my movie.
Music khona lo expect out because ngizesikhulume so yeah nyalo I'm happy asale sishiya le site le ma films tongena kule music kahle kunengoma la kutholakala music video la kubonakala bayagcokisa ama costumes khona then ngathi uya actor le I don't know how to sing yalo
okay. I was like what are you talking about?
I don't know how to sing.
No, in that one I was acting.
Okay.
It was an international music video.
Yeah.
I did an international music video years ago, and for this rock band called New Revolt. Was dope. Was nice. Yeah. You know, like you saw the music video was very nice, and and I was acting in it. Yeah, but I took some of the footage and put it in my showroom.
So, go actor because there's no much acting.
I don't do it as much.
Behind the scene.
I don't do as much like now. Like back in the day, people in Germany, I got another offer. Someone was like, I want you to be my muse in my film, and I'll be like, okay, fine, but I'm not gonna go and look for it. It's not money. Like it's not profitable. Like I'm a boss girl, you know, like. I like the bag, you know, when you own the contents, you know, like, you make money. I'm not here for jokes. I'm not here for points. Like, seriously.
Then music, you release it?
Most of the stuff which I've done has been in collaboration. So, again, I've been Pilani's muse. Yeah. So, he makes me do, he's be like, you probably like, I want you to sing this or say this, and then I do it. And it's mostly featured on his songs. Like we did a song called Guap, which is done well in Europe. And
done well, meaning the Guap.
Yes,
okay.
But I'm waiting for it to grow. I'm not gonna just take it out now. and what else we did? Guap. Oh, Party at also, like, it's literally his most biggest songs, and he's done the songs with me, and I don't do music like full time. It's an electro song, so yeah, it's for me right now. It's fun. It's not something which I'm like I'm full on. You know, when it's like a Friday and I'm drunk and we were like, okay, let's do music, and we do music and we do it.
Rihanna, drunken love. Vami notice into the thing. So during COVID-19 years, bengiva abantu bashona nani. You the only person lengathi ukuthi affected COVID-19, because akufuni ngabe nyalo ngihleli nawe interviewer la, maybe when yes.
I've never had COVID.
Angasho uzuva nje COVID. Like you were not supposed to be in South Africa.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Why do you have to remind me of that? Yeah, so this year I was supposed to go. Actually, last year we were supposed to leave last year, and it got cancelled last year, and then got cancelled again this year. We were supposed to go to America. I'm a Nelson Mandela Fellowship alumni, and basically in the program, they take these my fellowship fellows, us. They take us to America, and we go and study in America. And since COVID-19 came through and just like shit it on our faces, like we had to study online. Like, and I was so excited to go to America. Like, oh, I was so excited because afterwards, you can stay for like a few months. And I wanted to go to Tyler Perry Studios. Like, yo.
The excitement was the opportunity to go to America, but the excitement was good. I want to meet Tyler Perry.
Yeah, because you baklanganisa with people from your industry. That's the other thing, you know. So I was looking forward to the type of people and stuff like that, you know. Like, I was so stoked. I was so happy, you know. I was like, oh dear Lord, break from MP. You know? I was so happy. And then COVID and like it flew a man, like seriously, I can just ruin things.
So when you
yeah, I finished my courses last year, and they wanted us to extend. I was like, the whole point for me to do that program, to be honest, I wanted to go to America. So my extra stuff. I was like, I don't want to. Like, I studied last year, but I didn't want to continue this year because, like, seriously, you do stuff because they have benefits, and the benefit for me was to go to America. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you still have plans, or just feel international?
Now, when I do go, will be through my project. Yeah. So whatever doors my project, my film opens for me, I'll just take it, you know. But when it goes, it's not like I'm searching for it on purpose, like hardcore.
COVID, but I have to thank for COVID-19 because we master class.
No, we were gonna be, because I was gonna be there for a few months. I wasn't gonna be there for like forever.
Tyler Perry, who knows? Oh, you don't know. Hey. So say but I don't know. But you were part of a stroke and principle because the instrument was your idea. Because I have to create a new instrument, the Fitale show. Yeah, so thanks for your contribution.
No, I'm so happy for you, like, seriously.
Okay.
Like, you literally, by doing your own podcast, you're putting your career in your own hands. Like, you're making your own bread. Like, I love that kind of attitude. I appreciate that, you know. We must be, like, independent. We must be, like, evolving, you know, like, we don't sit at home and wait to be employed. Like, seriously. That's so, like, South Africa, like, my jobs, like, we're up to 40%. The unemployment rate, you know, like, why are you sitting at home? You know, I appreciate sisters out there who bahamba some veggie out there. I appreciate sisters out there who like are starting their own businesses at home. You know, it could be content creation, whatever. Just make use of yourself. don't make excuses, you know, like, no, but I mean, they just see me walk me up and down. I say, hey, sis, and they don't know I'm getting my money. They know I get paid for me. They're like, yeah, and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, nami uzokanya and stuff like that. You know, don't let people know your business when I just be focused, make use of yourself.
I didn't even to share the punchline there, but I'm gonna be quiet about it because
What?
I don't know. But saying some virgin.
No, my veggie, I appreciate that bosses like Bahama waiting some veggie, a taxi rank, a drop in wherever. No mama lo mangil para like Pawaton, I'm sure so as Yamati, saying some veggie. No my also saying it imoto.
Yeah.
Like I respect that. Like I love that. That resilience, that's the kind of resilience which I'm talking about. You will get your back, just be patient and focus. You know, like, not to tell you, I belong to the office in Funzelenja. I have a degree too, honey. I have a degree too. But I hustle. You must hustle. Nothing comes easily, you know. Like, let's not be one of those things, people who's like, maybe if I date Spans Bani and I get a girlfriend allowance, or now it's out there to the guys out there, I'm not leaving you like ufuna
like, boyfriend allowance.
No?
Yes, I think.
No, like no, like what the hell? You have to police. I'm not for seeing how.
Okay, social media. I see bad.
Like seriously, like
yes.
Get them up and work.
Back to social media now.
Or if you interested in what I'm doing and you know you want to share lights to the film industry, you can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on Marycate Masilela. Even on YouTube, it's Marycate Masilela. Marycate Marycate. There's no K, there's no dash.
Yeah.
Period.
Good, I don't know.
No. All I have to say is I guess this will be what I've been like looping on throughout the whole entire like interview. All I have to say to the people out there, if you're interested in the film industry, whatever industry is out there, and you're from Barton, do not be conflicted. Look at the industries which are here. Like I said, kune sibhedlela, kune jele, kune mine. If you don't feel like you can relate to one of those things, that means you must start your own industry or move to where you get a job or move where you have more opportunities. Do not be close-minded. Do not let people put you down. You have purpose. God wouldn't have said you have another day on this planet if you didn't have purpose. So be resilient and make shit happen. Done.
Phela la episode 30 we asixoxa na Prince Vilakazi. Uma ngabe bekusteps sakho sokuqala lesi pressa follow uthole onke lama episode. Ikhasi lethu Facebook iasixoxa na Prince Vilakazi. Pressa like.
Let's talk about it. Asixoxe. Let's talk about it. Asixoxe. Let's talk about it. Asixoxe.